Welcome back, folks, to continuing coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship from Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida. This event brought to you by the folks at the American Pool Players Association, and our coverage brought to you by our friends at PoolDog.com. I'm Jason Bowman, joined by Jeremy Jones, Team USA captain, participant,
the
one and only Double J. Jeremy, 1:30 round about to kick off. We got a good one ahead. We've got Rolando Aravena. For anybody that plays out of Strokers, you know Rolando.
Yeah.
And his opponent out of San Diego, California, strong player, John Pasquarella. John was a champion in our Pool Player Championships a couple years ago in the highest tier, I believe, of the 9-ball shootout. So good matchup here. Should be a great match. Race to 7. Again, combination 8-ball, 9-ball. They're going to start in the 8-ball set. So we'll see 5 games of 8-ball, up to 8 games of 9-ball. And as always, the winner of the lag chooses either the break or the format. I did not see who won the lag. Did anybody happen to see as I look around and all the people standing around me? None of us saw the lag. So what we do know is Rolando, he is, again, the house pro here at Strokers. He's at the table, and he will break.
Yeah, really good player. Guy does a lot for this pool room. I don't think he was in the event last year. I know he's played in it before, I'm pretty sure. And so a match that we're going to see probably has very few mistakes. I haven't got to see Rolando play a match yet, but John certainly played one of the best matches we've seen so far yesterday. And a real solid win.
Who'd he square off with? Was that Daniel Andrews they played? Was that Daniel?
Yeah, I think it was, actually. But he just played super smart, came with the shots. Now Rolando with a bit of a tester to start with.
Yeah, John won our 9-ball shootout a couple years back in the black tier, which
that's the toughest one in the Nationals, right?
So he's a player, no doubt.
Super nice guy, too. Talked to him for a bit afterwards.
I ran into him the first night over at the hotel, the Godfrey. We were joking around. I said, "You're probably the only player that doesn't fully appreciate the beautiful weather coming from San Diego, where it's
perfect,
the same kind of weather, or
maybe
even a little bit nicer." So
San Diego sure is nice, I'll tell you that.
He was excited to be here, though.
I know LA's pretty good too, but I think they pale in comparison. Myself went a few years ago with the kids to San Diego again. It was just awesome. Real casual too. Just walk around downtown.
Beautiful.
Everybody's real cool there in that Little Italy area and all that. So good start here for Rolando. And it always starts with a good break shot, and that's what he had there with a good spread. Not really having to deal with too many problems, just having to get through the rack. So that one came off a little hot, so he's going to ask that cue ball. And you saw the swing of the arm. And I talked to Ernesto Bayala right before this match, and he felt like the rails were starting to spring a hair. As the felt breaks in, all the people in the room, humidity outside. We saw that cloud cover last night and all the rain that we had. So you're going to expect that a little bit here in Florida. Okay, he's going forward. He doesn't want to draw because, he's so full. Man, that's a super nice recovery right there. Hard to roll the ball from that distance at a light speed.
Boy, it's got to be tough to play Rolando in his own room, right? I mean, that's if anybody knows the tables.
Yeah, he definitely knows the tables. That can work both ways sometimes because he's definitely got a lot of people pulling for him in here. But
added pressure, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. Rolando's such a smart guy, and his demeanor's so good. I don't think anything but positive really comes out of that brain of his. Oh. Very unexpected there. And again, I know you don't play a ton, Jason, but I think you could even see a little quick with the transition a little bit.
Both these players on the still on the winner side of the bracket. Neither one has endured a loss yet, so they will both be moving on. It's just a matter of which side of the tournament bracket they're going to do it on. So
Yeah, a lot of these matches between, what you consider some of the top players in the event, might see them play each other again, on the one-loss side. That's what happens more often than you think. And a tough starter here. I think I might have to pull on the reins and bump the 6 here for a safety.
I was kind of looking around the room, too, at this 1 o'clock, this 1:30 round. Jason Jones, who we saw yesterday, still in play, I believe. Jacob Watson.
Yeah, we
I see
mentioned
David Rowell. So all these guys still undefeated. Jeremy, I don't know if you were aware, but I was looking over the bracket. Jason Shearman, the defending champion, 2 and out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well,
went
that
2 and out.
just,
We did the first match against Ernesto yesterday,
Yeah.
and then he went on to lose his next match. So really,
just shows you how difficult it is, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
surprising, though. Surprising.
well, that's, I've only been here now. This is my 3rd year. And it seems like the last 2 years there's definitely been a buzz about some new players showing up. Was it a Blake Baker a couple years ago that was just
younger?
Yeah,
haven't
exactly.
been here before. And there may be something to that when these guys show up for the first time because they maybe don't even know who Ernesto Bayao is, or some of these mental things that can get in your head when you know these guys that have been in the tournament several years. I don't. Maybe not. Maybe it's.
Well, no, for sure, and it's one thing if you get. If you're going to make your first U.S. amateur, right, you're coming prepared. It's not like, oh, I've been here before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This, that, whatever.
That makes a lot of sense, too.
You could see Blake that year. Very prepared and very pumped to be here as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty easy stuff here with not much congestion. The thing is here, right, when you're in this position, and you have so many options, you just don't flirt with a miss, meaning don't take on a shot that's real missable. You might pin yourself later in the rack by a miss hit or something and get a little out of line, but when you have all these choices, it's all about no misses. Now he can move the ball a couple rails here if he wants. I would probably go ahead and come a couple rails around the 3 myself and go ahead and get at that 1-6. And when you're coming at the 1-6 like this, remember, with 2 balls close, perfect is really not that big of a deal because you're always going to have a choice, right? So now John hit that one a little uncomfortably. He would have loved the cue ball a little bit better. And that you'll see that sometimes, like John yesterday when we saw him play so well, Jason. It was his 2nd match of the day. He had already gotten one kind of under his belt, right? So now first match of the day, new day. I wouldn't say struggling through this first rack at all, but I would say, kind of taking his time a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
All right, little high right English here. It's a little funny. He could draw the ball. I'd probably go ahead and just draw the ball and play the 5 next. Again, you don't want to take a chance at missing, but also you don't want to take any chances with the cue ball. So if he goes forward with the cue ball, maybe a little flirt of a scratch.
Again, they're going to play 5 games of 8-ball, and then they'll move into the 9-ball set.
Okay, he's going with a high ball. Great shot, but this is the worry I had, is where's my cue ball going with a high English? So that's why I said maybe I would have drew the ball to the side rail and just go ahead and play the 5 in the side. Now he's got to make a pretty touchy shot if he goes offensive. I wouldn't doubt he plays defense. You can tell he's not too happy about where the cue ball's at.
It sounds like you saw some good matches last night after I
Oh,
left.
yeah. Yeah, Daniel Gamble played a real solid match against Jose Del Rio.
Oh, I saw part of that one,
Yeah. All right, little off the left side of the 1, I think, here, going to the end rail, trying to use the 6 and 1 as a safe. He's going to love this. Well, this is going to leak out, so. Yeah, Rolando's going to get some kind of stab at the 8. Now, the problem is it flirting with a scratch if he goes top English? he may have to swerve the cue ball a touch. Yeah, actually, John played a really good match against. You had Richard Andrews in for commentary, right?
Yeah, Daniel, his son.
Yeah,
Dr. Daniel Andrews.
That's right.
Dentist, yeah.
Yeah, and he looks half his age, but
yeah, he's a sharp kid. Not a kid, but sharp.
Yeah.
Sharp young guy. Dad's taught him well.
Yeah, but great recovery there. So John's going to have to shake that off. Anytime a player of that caliber, John, doesn't really win a game once it gets in that situation, all his balls open, it can be a little frustrating. So he's going to have to shake that one off. But I was impressed with Daniel. I know he didn't play his best set, but John sure played a heck of a set.
All right, Jeremy, while we got a minute here, let's hear a word from our friends at pooldog.com. Rolando got it to jump on us again with the break before we come back from the commercial. But as you can see, dry break there. John Pasquarella now back at the table.
Yeah, it's a good thing for John. Like I said, when you get back to the table, you can shake off a little frustration getting back to the table so quickly. All right, if the 9 goes, which I think it does. Okay, he's not taking much time here. Yeah, now he's going to be pretty stretched. So he wanted to get at that other stripe that was really near the last one he shot. But now he's stretched a bit. So he may cut the 14. And I thought a moment ago he may pick off the 9, the 15, and the 10 while he was in good shape to do it. But now I think he's going to try and get at that 9. And you can see the rails with a little more bounce. Yeah, that's going to have to go. Well, he's really going to have to ease this one to hold for the 15 or the 10. This is problems. That's why I think I would have probably tried to, take care of these balls early. These look like much more problems than the balls up table. So he's going to have to use that talent. Just roll this ball in. I think the real one you want to get on here is the 10 if you can. Oh, nice stroke there. And he's gotten on the 15. And so he's going to have to play another speed control here. I don't know if he's thick enough on the 15 to be able to roll it in and hold for the 10 on the short side. Now, the one thing you can do is come off and bump the 10 if you feel like you need to. It's not the worst thing in the world. He can come between the 4-10 with the cue ball maybe. Rather be aggressive with the stroke here than have to ease it. That's part of 8-ball. You're going to have to make a bank or a thin cut sometimes. Now, the good thing for him, if he goes thin, he may be able to use one of these solids to slow the cue ball down. If he banked it, he could maybe draw into the pink, maybe play the 8 in the same pocket as the bank. Can't go safe from here with a player like Rolando. It's just not going to get you, you're going to get beat in that spot about 9 out of 10. So I think John recognizes that. He's got to go offensive here.
Looks like he knows he's got to. Doesn't necessarily want to, but he knows he's got to. You can kind of see the reaction on his face there.
Okay, a top English maybe? I don't know where the cue ball's going with top as far as getting a shot on the 8. I think you almost have to slow draw this ball into the pink if you can, and maybe that's too thin, so. So this is a situation to where if you do have to bank it, even if you have to go up table with the cue ball to get a cut at the 8, just anywhere to get a shot at the 8. Sweet stroke, I'll tell you that.
He got it.
Yeah, and he'll take this. I mean, that's, a tough shot on the 8, but it's a clear shot on the 8. So with these good players, as long as it's in their hands to win the game, they're usually happy with it. And I'm so impressed with the players here under the pressure, the type of shots they come with.
Yes.
Sweet.
Pressure shot there for John Pasquarella as he pockets the 8 in the corner, ties this match up at 1 game apiece in this race to 7. There's your pressure shot, Jeremy. Like that one.
The 10 as well. Of course, more pressure on the 8 because once you get through that 10, you kind of feel like you're supposed to make that 8, even when it's tough. And to be honest with you, after the last game as well, really, John was in a position to win that last game, so that was a huge one.
John will have the break here. 3rd game of the 8-ball set. We'll see 5 in total. Again, if you're just joining us, you're watching coverage of this year's U.S. Amateur Championship from Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida. John Pasquarella of San Diego at the table here.
All right, should be 2nd ball break. That's the norm from the side rail. We've seen a head ball break a few times, but I believe that was a solid that went down. And this is a miss.
That's your clinical assessment.
Yeah. It doesn't get too fancy on my end.
What did he get there?
Sure.
The one ball?
Yeah, the 1 ball down, but this is going to, not only does he have a super tough starter, if any starter at all on a solid, maybe the 3, but multiple clusters. Now, the good thing for John, he's got a 7 ball near the 6. Maybe he can produce the 6 with the 7. He's got a 2 ball near the 5, so possibly he can do something there. I think if I can roll the 3 in here and take a little cut on the 2 to where I can draw into the 5, that's the only way to really get the out started, I think, anyways. Oh, he's coming down. Is it going to go enough? See, he would like to save this pink is what he'd do. See how loose it is, right? That's almost like a safety valve a little bit. So he'd like to have gotten on the 2 right here to be able to draw into that 5, but I don't know if he got there. Yeah, this is where I'd really consider, am I going to run out? If I really don't see the run out, you almost have to go into the 6 here or the 11. And if I did it, I would go in with a lot of speed myself. Maybe the 11 will break out the 5 as well if he hits it just right. Oh, wow, look at that. I don't know if he's got a pocket on the 6 or not. Maybe he does then. He's looking at what angle he needs on the 5 here in the next shot to be able to open the 2. So this has got to be really in line as far as the cue ball. I'll tell you, we'll get the front view. Oh, I think he got perfect here. Now, the thing about this type of shot here, Jason, is you can get perfect and then still break out the 2 and not get a shot because there's those other stripes so near, right? So, but I think he did real well with the cue ball as far as position on the 5. Yeah, and you could see how minimal of an angle he had. He had to hit it super hard just to try and move the cue ball a little bit. Now Rolando, being a really smart player, he's going to just play a simple safety. Probably just shaves the 11 and comes down here to the bottom cushion, as long as he can do that, not scratch. Like to be able to run the cue ball, but I think, yeah, this is the shot I'd be looking at, as long as I'm not worried about scratching. This is touchy here going that way with the cue ball because the 2 ball does bank cross side. So if he gives him something on the 5, like right here, for instance, John's going to have an opportunity to run out. You know, I wouldn't say he's the favorite or anything, but he's got a shot on the 5. If he can come 1 rail into the 12 with the cue ball, just like a little high right English from some distance, he can cross side the 2 ball. So.
This is John's first time playing in the U.S. Amateur Championship.
Is it really?
He's been playing pool like 47 years.
Well, I figure he's been playing a long time.
Long time.
Because of how well he plays and really shows a lot of experience as well.
And I mentioned he won our 9-ball shootout a few years back. That was 2017. I can't believe that's been 5 years.
Yeah.
So just goes to show you how time flies.
Yeah, that's one thing I say to my wife all the time. Unfortunately, I say it more and more, it seems like. Sign of a little bit of age. Okay. So now Rolando will make a decision. The 13's there by the side to open the 10 up if he wants to take the run on. You know, the good thing for him is he's smart. He'll get at the 13 quickly. No reason to wait on the breakout at all. That way, you don't know where that 10 ball is necessarily going. So when you shoot this shot, you want a lot of options. Yeah, nice shot, very controlled. Notice he didn't try to really smash it.
Right.
A lot of times people, until you learn better, when you're breaking balls out, really doesn't take much to open them. Okay, that's a miss, but it's a controlled miss. You notice he rolled the cue ball forward just in case. But, you know, John's happy to have this opportunity at the table, even though it's not too pretty for him.
Yeah.
Good thing is he can make a nice firm kick at the 2 if he feels like he can stay accurate if he does have to kick at it. Well, maybe he's doing something else here. Hard to play safe on Rolando with all these stripes around the table. Oh, look at this shot.
A little safety of his own.
He was trying to hit it light to hold him off the 9 ball. Pretty smart shot. If he hits it light enough right there, Rolando's in a bit of a pickle because he's cut off on the 9 if the 2 stays in the way.
Yeah.
And then he'd have to shoot a combo maybe, so.
Love to know how many years Rolando's played in this event, because I mean I've seen him here he's here every year, right?
Yeah.
We've been here for 12 years or whatever it's been, and I know he's played at least one other time, probably several times.
Yeah, I want to say I don't think last year when I was here, but maybe my first year.
Oh, this preliminary is a tough one to come out of, because you got Jose Del Rio,
Yeah.
Rolando. We mentioned James Adams, another one. Jason Richco is the local guy. A lot of local talent here in the Tampa area, so everybody fighting for the few few championship round spots.
Yeah, and more coming every day to the Florida area. So, okay, he's going to take that. He was kind of playing a two-way shot. You can notice the cue ball behind the 8. So he took on that combo just because of the safety in mind. He's got a little bit of a stretch here. Thing is, he doesn't want to wait on that 10 ball. If he's going to try and run out here, he wants to get on that 10, maybe not next shot, but probably doesn't. Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
really
now
fired that thing in there.
Yeah, he hit it better than he thought, and he was trying to cheat the pocket. And what happens when you cheat the pocket is if you're a hair off, the cue ball just gets away from you a little bit. Doesn't take much.
See if John can take advantage of the unforced error here. Opportunity to take his first lead of the match.
Yeah, I like this play, getting behind the 5, just rolling forward a little bit. Little inside spin here, just a touch of right. So similar to game 1, Rolando was in a great position, had a really big advantage here in game number 3, and so he's going to have to shake that off when he gets that opportunity at the table.
John pulls ahead for the time being in this race to 7, leading 2 games to 1. We'll see 2 more games of 8-ball before we move over to the 9-ball set. You're just now tuning in. You're watching coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship, produced by the American Pool Players Association, and our coverage brought to you by our friends at PoolDog.com. We'll have coverage throughout the day today into the later evening hours. And we'll be back again tomorrow. The championship round tentatively scheduled for 2 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, 4-ball looks like maybe.
Yes,
the 3 and
sir.
4 meeting in the lower right corner. I'll tell you, now the good thing for John is there's not really any solids in too many problem areas. The 6 is a little funny. The 3 leads towards the 2 very easily. He should get out here. He's got the 2 in the side, 7 in the upper right. That gets you to the 6 pretty easily. Then the 1 and 5 last, I think. So really all about getting on the 2 ball here. Maybe would have liked to have been a little straighter. Now he's got to kind of make a little decision with the cue ball. Can he just roll forward for the 7? That would be nice. Okay, he's getting at the 1. Now, I would look at the 6 myself right now. The 6 is the one that's the most issue. I would at least look at it. I'm not saying I would shoot it, but I would
take your advice, Jim.
Yeah, I would at least look at it. That's the one that really kind of opens things up easily myself anyways. So
to be clear, John cannot hear Jeremy Booth, but it was just kind of funny timing because he pulled back nearly as soon as you started talking about that. But
yeah, now he's a little off angle, so what he's worried about is if I peel the 6 off here, I'd love to have the 7 next and get that over with, but not sure the angle's there. Now the one thing he can do is he can shoot the 7 in the side and just gently bump the 12 ball away and and be okay as well. Now, in this position, you normally don't want to bump balls once you're already in a good spot to run out. But what I'm curious about is what's he going to do with the 7 later on. So he's trying to get at it. Nah. Now he's made it a little more difficult. So probably can he see the 5 here? We're going to get the head-on view to see if he can get at the 5 ball. I think the 8 ball has him. Yeah. The situation he's in now, he would like to shoot the 5 now and leave the 1 to get on the 8. 1 to get on the 7, excuse me. Okay, I don't know what he has from here. Can he work the cue ball? Okay, he's trying to come 1 rail across in between the 7-8. This will be a sweet shot. Trying to go right at the 10 with the cue ball here. Trouble. Now, fortunate. Almost, yeah. Fortunate for John, he came away with a cross-corner bank. A lot of times you bump that last ball out of position, you really don't have anything, right? So.
Oh.
Wow. Painted himself into a small corner and painted himself right out.
With authority.
Yeah, that cross-corner bank, once you play for a while and these type of players, you get a real good feel for it.
Yeah. He definitely had a feel for it there.
Yeah, it's normally not slow rolled too often, Jason.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty.
Yeah.
All right, so John takes his first lead of the match, 2-1, race to 7.
And that's one thing a lot of us miss.
3 games to 1.
There's so many great pool tables out there these days, but that gold crown, when the ball hits the back of the pocket like that. John Pasquarella to break here in game number 5. The last game of 8-ball. So huge game coming into our 9-ball, right? 4-1 or 3-2.
With the break.
Yeah.
With the break in 9-ball.
Ooh, the 8-ball's moving.
It's the 1 on the side.
Boy, he got
the 9 in the side.
Yeah, that's the hardest one to distinguish for me from the monitors, but probably the best spread he's had with the second ball break so far. Now, it's a little unfortunate the 1 got right where it's at. It's going to slow a lot of things down. Now, the good thing is I think the bank on the 10 goes cross corner maybe. But there's other problems. Oh, well, maybe not. If he can get at the 15, the ball just below the spot, he can play that off the rail, off the 1, and open that pocket, I think, anyways. So he wants to get down there on it now, I think. That's why you'll see him cue up with the high ball. Oh, he played it conservative. So he's going to use the 11 to get there. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the only difference is when you have to kind of like rearrange balls, you would like to leave more of these open balls available if possible, just because you don't know what's going to happen necessarily. So, yeah, he wanted a lot more out of that. He wanted to get on the 15, like I said, to shoot it to the bottom rail off the bottom of the 1 to open that pocket. And now I don't know what he's going to do. He's elevated. Super tough shot on the 13 in the side. He's looking at the 15 off the 2 maybe on the side. Reason why, just is probably makeable ball. Plus it does something with the 10. Because even if he makes this 12, okay, he tried to play the safety. Maybe makes the ball on the side. Good effort. I didn't see that shot coming. Pretty smart. Now Rolando's going to take advantage of his advantage, knowing that it's pretty tough to pocket a strike from way up there the way these are laying. Now, I think he's just got to push the 14 down there. You'll notice the 2 and 6. The 2 does go in the side, I believe, but the 6 could be a problem ball. So I'd like to push the 14 down on the 1, maybe pocket the 1 and cover that pocket up. Again, we talked about it yesterday, Jason. When you're behind, you got to try and lengthen the game, right?
Yep. Talked about that quite a bit yesterday.
Yeah.
Try to draw the battle out.
Yeah, and he's trying to make it as tough as possible. Hard to roll your ball accurately from that end, you know. Yeah, 9 ball, right? You see a lot of times when players roll out, they'll tie a ball up, right? Because anytime you roll out, you're taking a disadvantage. So you want to get a little protection involved. So you'll see a lot of players, except for Shane Van Boning, he's the most unique rollout player in the history of pool, in my opinion, or at least what I've seen. Nobody rolls out more difficult than that guy. He just bets he can do it a little better than you can.
Yeah. Well, he does it a lot better than most.
Yeah, it's a good bet, it looks like. So it's paid off for about 15 years or so.
He's something else.
Never missed a fucking ball. Except the 8 ball. We missed the 8. I didn't win the game. Good shooting. It's my favorite thing in the world. Stop a guy with 7 and can't beat him. Fucking watched over here. Try, Red.
Now, what's he going to do here? He's got the 1 ball's a little funny positioned, right? So from the way he's shooting here, I'm kind of feeling like he's planning the run out. Maybe a 6-1 combo, but I think that can be a little funny, the 6-1 combo. Now, the one good thing, what he's thinking, I think anyways, he'll shoot the 2. He'll play the 6-1 combo. He feels like it's going to free up, and he'll play position on the short side of the 7 at the same time. I think that's what he's looking at. Pretty smart shot, really, and he's still got to get all the way back up table for the 5. So I think that's what he's looking at. Okay, yeah, see this position here? You can roll forward and get on that 7 ball. Now, he could have used another inch out of the cue ball maybe, something like that, but that's still okay. Now, the problem is, where's the 6 going? Okay, and the reason why I said that is because imagine trying to use the 6 to get onto the 5. Pretty impossible almost, unless you're dead straight and drawing the ball. And he can't really shoot the 6 to get on the 7 because he's so good on the 7 now, he needs short side. So this is a difficult situation right here. You know, if he draws back, can he draw back for the 7 in the side, and does that carry him up table? That's important. I don't know.
Class act that time, what I tell you.
Nah, it's a good camera view there that he definitely definitely can't make the ball, not at least straight in the side. So, and if he doesn't move the 7, even if he plays, well, he's shooting, so maybe he does have it. I thought that camera angle told me that he was a little snookered. Yeah, he caught that ball. So it's almost like straight pool for the good players, in my opinion, when it can get frustrating when you don't get out from positions you feel like you're supposed to get out, or when you have a huge advantage and you lose games having that big advantage. Now, that run out was difficult, but you would say that after John left the table earlier that Rolando had the advantage here in game number 5. But barring something that we don't expect.
Great opportunity here for John.
John's going to carry a pretty big lead into the 9-ball.
And we've already mentioned he's a 9-ball shootout champ a few years back, so we know he can play some 9-ball.
Well, yeah, and yesterday in his match he made the 9 on the break. And he made the 9 on the break again and scratched. But he breaks the balls well. He had a break and run also.
Watch out.
Never a worry there.
All right.
All right, a little fun in cueing that side pocket.
No problem for John Pasquarella as he takes a 4-1 lead out of the 8-ball set. They move into the 9-ball set here. He will have the break. Again, John is out of San Diego, California. Came all the way over here to Florida to try to win this title, his first U.S. Amateur Championship appearance.
Yeah, he's going to be a tough guy, too. Confident player, right? So those are always scary. Whether, I've played a ton of confident players that on paper I'm considerable favorite, but once they get going, that's the thing with the confident players. And they get going, they kind of ignore their opponent. So I think the guys had a little discussion right there if you want to use the template or not going into the 9-ball, so they figured that one out.
I have not seen much of the template since we moved into the open division. We saw a lot more of it in the ladies division.
Yeah.
All right, you said John had a 9 on the break yesterday and another that he scratched on. Let's see if we can get the 9-ball moving here to start the 9-ball set.
Yeah, and he moved it just about every rack when he broke as well, so gets a lot of power into the rack. Yeah, good solid hit right there. He's going to hope the 1 agrees a little bit, and he's going to get thin, but makeable shot. Now here, I don't think I spin this in trying to hold the ball. I think that makes it missable, and I don't think you can hold the ball very easily. So I think maybe I can cut this in and go 1 rail into the 2 a little bit. I don't think he'll pass up on this chance to make the 1. Yeah, he might be putting right spin, so we'll see if he can hold the ball here. See the light speed. Oh, excellent shot. I'm not saying he's not supposed to be able to do that, but that's a nervy way to hit the ball. Real soft from a long ways away with some side spin. It's not the most comfortable way to shoot it, let's say that.
Yeah.
Okay, he's in a good spot here. Just to the center of the table with the cue ball, best he can. That'll offer a nice angle on the 3 to get to the 4. You want to use the rail when you shoot the 3 to get to the 4. Needs a little bit. That bump helped. It lessened the angle a little bit, got him a little more off the rail. So if he's settled, this shouldn't be any problem. When the nerves are going a little bit, easy to hit this 3-ball a little thick because you're really wanting to get some cue ball movement back up the table. But unfortunately, as Jason informed us earlier, We're going to have, I mean, a good, it's always a good thing as well, but unfortunate for Jason Shearman that we lost him, but we're going to have a new Open champion this year, right?
Well, at least it won't be a back-to-back. We
Yeah.
still have
we have some
David
reigning
Rao,
champions, yeah.
Ernesto Bayao. I'm not sure if Henry Broad, I'll have to go back and look at the bracket. Henry, I'm not sure if he's still in. Kenny Brisbane, I have not checked either, but
I think Kenny was in a winner's side match last night.
those were the other two former champs that were in this year's field. I'll follow my own advice and look at CompuSport.
Now, John, he'll use some side spin, but I've noticed he doesn't really go out there very far. And now this is the type of shot you may need a little bit more side spin to be able to get down for the 6 ball, whether you're drawing the ball or going with top inside. Oh, he went right by the 7. Did he go too far? Is the 9 going to get him? It's close. I think he's all right. He's going to love this. Kept it real simple. He'll play short side on the 8. No reason to try and get above the 8 here.
Yeah, looking at the bracket, Jeremy Kenny Brisbane also 2 and out in this year's event.
Oh, okay.
Real surprising result.
It was a 1-loss side.
Yeah, both those guys went 2 and out.
Well, I'm not sure how much pool Kenny is playing, but I did see him at the Derby, but just hadn't heard his name as much as I'm used to. Before the pandemic, I saw him getting out and about a lot, and what a solid player, though, Kenny.
Quick exit for him. Let me check on Henry Broad. I know we had that live stream yesterday where he dropped his first.
And just as you talked about, I talked about the score, but you talked about John getting the break, and there a break and run to extend that lead. Now 5-1.
He's well on his way.
Yeah, and getting a lot of time on the table it's going to take to win the title, right? I mean, that's
second match on the live stream never hurts.
Yeah, and building confidence on that table as well, not just, playing so-so, right? So
sure enough, Henry Broad 2 and out. 3 former champs go 2 and out in this year's field, so I don't know if that's a statement about the toughness of the field, but
we already talked about it, how
Holy cow.
Or at least I did the first day. It seems like every year I've been here, the quality has gotten better and better. And the quantity of the quality has gotten better and better also.
If you had asked me before the tournament if those guys would have gone 2 and out, how many of them? I would have
could have won a few dinners.
None of them.
Could have won a few dinners off you.
Yeah, the odds on that.
All right, another solid break. Very consistent with the 1 moving towards that upper corner. Now the cue ball got kissed, so he's going to have to start with a safety, it appears. And he's only got the top side of the 1, so maybe comes down behind the 9 here. Or no, he's got a little more of the 1 than I thought. So he might dig on the cue ball here, kind of elevate the cue, and try to come back behind the 2. There's other options. He can cut the 1 down and go over behind the 7, kind of like a high ball. I think he's a little cut off of that shot, though, so you may see him elevate here. You want a real full hit here. Slowly come behind the 2 with the cue ball. That's a pretty good shot. Got real good control of the 1. And he got, I think, a complete snooker.
Andrew Ernesto is still on the winner's side. Played a match 1 round ago. He was victorious against Ian Clark, so he remains undefeated.
Yeah, and I talked to Ernesto before he left the building, go get some lunch before his 4:30 round. And he says he feels pretty good, just needs, shore up a few things. So he said he's letting the table get to him a little bit. Kind of worried about the rails bouncing a little. Just kind of reminded him, don't worry about that too much. You'll handle it.
Right.
Oh, it's a surprising hit on the 6 there. I didn't think the hit on the 1 was too tough for Rolando, the player he is. Okay. This, the 5 to the 6 to the 7, the real work, especially here with ball in hand. So he's going to follow between the 5-9 one rail and come out for the 2. Just got to worry about the speed control. Watch out for that pink down table. And that's what I was worried about. The route he was taking made me worry about the pink. And I think he's gotten snookered. Because when you're going the route he went, he had to go a long ways to get that position. And then if he overruns just a touch, right, the 4's in the way. Now the good thing is, I'd say he's a favorite to make this jump. Yeah, nice shot. He's going to get a friendly bump on the 3 maybe. Not so friendly.
That player's jump cue of his turn came in handy, though. Looking over what kind of cue he plays with.
Yeah, I think you're going to see him. He's looking at the right side of the 3 to go behind the 9. Nothing wrong with that, but he's got to get it down. Could give up a 3-7 play here. Could give up the 3 ball. Yeah. I might have looked at going the other way, just a little more simply off the left side of the 3, but so kind of now or never for Rolando.
See if he can jumpstart this match a little bit for him. He started out so strong too in that first game. Just kind of been downhill since. And really, it's a credit to John. I mean, he's been pretty dominant since early on in this match. But.
And that kind of is what I was going to discuss. That I think Rolando knows this, but it's pretty apparent to me that you're just not going to get enough mistakes from John unless you overcome this lead yourself. Can't expect him to just give you a lot of opportunities. Just too good of a player. Super nice shot there, getting short side on the 5. He may have gotten a little straight, though. So does he want to draw the ball? Does he want to play short side on the 6?
Pockets at 9 in the corner. Rolando picks up his second game. He will have the break.
Yeah, this table's been racking nice, breaking nice, especially the 9 ball, it seems like. So,
Jeremy, you on TikTok yet? Did we talk about this already?
Yeah, we did.
You're not on TikTok yet?
No, my wife
come
does
on,
the
man.
TikTok. So
You need to start talking with us. Is that what we call it, Kara? Talking? No. Sorry, I'm not really on there either. We just launched the APA platform, though, and our audience is building just this morning
yeah,
from all the plugs.
yeah, absolutely.
I told people I don't get to go home until we got so many followers.
Yeah.
Rolando with the break.
Our youngin' and then my wife, they consume the TikTok for our household.
I tell you what, Jeremy, Rolando looks like a serious dude.
Oh,
I feel like he
yeah.
could be in like movies as like
I know, right?
You know, like the bodyguard or maybe the imposing like bad guy. He's kind of he's a serious looking dude.
Yeah, he's got
With a straight face.
Very much so. The glasses came off. I don't know if you noticed that
Yeah.
he was wearing them on top of his head to start the match, but once he got down a few games, those came off.
I would not want to mess with him.
And he's like the nicest guy. But yeah, when he gets into game mode, right?
Yeah. I feel like he's got a face for Hollywood.
Yeah, that one you might, depending on how scary the movie is, you might have him in the dreams a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's got to get to the center of the table-ish for an angle on the 4 to get to the 5. Okay, he's gotten a little thin now. This is a big decision because coming backwards with the cue ball is very difficult from this thin. And it's going to have a lot of speed, meaning if he misses his mark, he could lose the cue ball. I kind of like top inside myself, but that's no bargain. Looks like he's going, I don't know, I can't tell. I think inside. No, he went outside, and that was the problem. It was just hard, Jason. I mean, he wanted to get a little heavier on the 4 to where that side pocket didn't really come into play too much. Now, if I'm John, I lay the ball on the side rail here to shoot the 6. A lot of people would come to the center of the table. Actually, center of the table is pretty good, but the side rail to me with the 8 going in the corner, I just don't want to make the 6 missable. He kind of let up a little bit. Did you notice that little let up on the swing there? Could have got another foot or so closer. Should be fine though. Don't try to push it and get better on the 8. Easy to miss this 6 trying to get better on the 8. Oh, he rolled it. That's surprising. Thought he would shoot it a little more, but a lot of times it's preference, right? So another roll shot here. This is a tough shot. Confident stroke, opens up the pocket. Oh, real sweet there. Like a walk in the park, huh?
Great shape to go on the hill here. No problem with that 9 ball in the side pocket. John Pasquarella now 1 game away from securing this match against Rolando Aravena. He will have the break here as well. Again, if you're just joining us, you're watching coverage of this year's U.S. Amateur Championship. We are at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida. Part of the Tampa metro area right across the bay. The entry window for next year's event now open on our website. If you're interested in getting involved in the U.S. Amateur Championship, you can sign up there, play in a preliminary round next fall. The top players will advance to the championship rounds.
Little spin on the cue ball. He's going to like it. I mean, all things considered, he's got to look at the 1. Maybe the 7's covering up the pocket a little bit. The 2 does go, but with the pink 4 there, if he goes offense on the 1, real hard to move the cue ball because the 4 is going to slow the cue ball down quite a bit. I think he still shoots at it, maybe with a little inside English, that being left English. That way when he comes off the 4, he'll run the cue ball. So it should cut in and go back to that side rail above the 7. Oh, he just used a little high ball. Got a lot out of it, though. I don't know if you noticed, but in my mind, it seems like John's getting calmer and calmer as the match goes. Of course, it's easy with a 6-2 lead,
Seems
but
like he settled in a while back. We'll see what he does with this 2 ball, though.
And he just has a little sliver. When you're up 6-2, it's easy to say, let me just go for something silly, but really, you'll notice the better players, they play quite the opposite.
Yeah. Don't give an inch.
Yeah, they want to keep them handcuffs as much as possible.
Don't take the foot off the pedal, right?
Yeah.
Lay on that gas until it's over. Even if it means playing defense.
Yeah, and he's in a bad spot, so you may see him go for a super thin cut on the 2 here. Watch out for the cue ball. It's going to have a lot of pace. Not bad, though, really leaving distance, right? The 2 does have a pocket. Pretty apparent to me anyways. Rolando's got to settle himself and just kind of roll this ball in with a high ball, maybe a hair left, just to check the cue ball and make the cut throw a little bit. This type of shot go a long ways, not only in this match, but just confidence-wise. Oh, he didn't like it, so he's trying to play the safety. And he played it awfully nice. That goes to what we were talking about yesterday. Even when you're down big, you know, you got to play percentages to come
get it all
back.
back with one shot.
And when you keep trying hard, not only do you come back in some of these matches from nowhere, you know, against a guy like John, you're going to come back like 1 out of 10 or maybe 2 out of 10, maybe. But what happens is you not only get those comebacks sometimes, but it really helps you in your next matches without you really knowing that you're doing yourself some favors, you know, because you can get in more stroke, a little more focus.
Jump it here.
Jump and a kick, I think. Yeah.
Nice.
And made. Cross corner? No. Okay.
Almost, though. That would have been quite the shot.
It pays to hit him, Jason. Pays to hit him.
Created some difficulty, though, didn't he?
Yeah. You know, this is a shot that Rolando's going to know. If he can't see it, this is what we call a kick and stick. So what happens is you hit this with a high ball, like a high left. When it comes off, it actually acts like draw. The cue ball should stop. The 2 should go down table. Now, he cut it a little bit. He caught a little thinner than he wanted, but most of the shot got done. We had a guy just take his first loss, I think, Jason Jones, who played really well yesterday.
Oh, did he take a loss in that match on the corner table there?
Yeah, that guy played a good match on him, though.
Yeah.
From what I saw. I don't know him, but. Okay, trying to maybe put the 2 behind the 8. Okay, he's going to run the cue ball. He's trying to say distance. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the snooker, but you're going to have to come from 7, 8 feet away. Now, Jason, I know you're always busy, but you've been around pool now, what, since about 02, 03, something like that?
2000, buddy.
2000, okay.
22 years next month with the NBA.
Have you ever seen more in the last 22 years since kind of post-pandemic a little bit or after it started? I mean, there's been so much pool.
In terms of participation, you're talking about?
Yeah, participation and just pool, period, you know, things going on, right?
The sport certainly seems to be on the upswing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, in some of the markets that have been back for a while now from the pandemic, growth for sure. There's still some markets that have not been able to come back, particularly Canada, Japan. I think Hawaii is another, and some that were late to come back, like California.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they lost a lot of pool rooms, so they're still trying to work their way back. But there is no doubt there's an interest for people to be able to come back together, get out of the house.
Yeah,
and I think that bodes well for us and what we do.
Of course.
Because, you know, you're basically. You know, APA is kind of like a big social club, essentially. Like,
that's the word I was going to use, social.
Together through pool, and so I think there's a lot of desire there. But the sport in general, I mean, you're seeing a lot of pro events now.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, so things are on the rise. Things are on the rise, which is good for all of us.
And I see more money. You know, it used to be a lot of regional events, 3,000 added, 5,000. It seems like those are going to 10,000 added events and just up and up and up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, a lot of times participation drives that. You know,
absolutely.
The more there is, the more
absolutely.
But yes, I would definitely agree that.
I
the sport is on an upswing right now, and hopefully it stays there for quite a while.
Well, it deserves it. I think the amateur side of things wants to support it, right? So.
Yeah. I also think, the Moscone Cup, which you're
Yeah.
involved in, I mean, that's driven a lot of interest. There's a lot of pride
Sure.
in the I mean, I guess we call it national because it's Team USA against Team Europe, but so you got that kind of national pride, and that's really rallied people too, I believe.
Absolutely.
And when the team's successful, that interests people. It's kind of like the Color of Money inspired people to pick up a cue stick.
Oh, yeah.
In the 80s. Today, it's watching Sky Woodward throwing the American flag around
Sure.
in the arena as the crowd goes insane. And
I think they recognize more how much of a sport it is, meaning the nerves and the emotions and just everything involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's not checkers over here. We're playing something that really means a lot to a lot of people. Tough hit here on the 2. Got to barely hit it. Oh, what a sweet shot. Mm-hmm. This guy here, Efren-esque right there.
Wow, that's high praise.
That was the type of shot he would shoot. And the type of speed, real confident, smart shot there.
Haven't seen many flaws from Mr. Pasquarella, have we?
No, and like I said, he's just gotten better and better. It seems like each game. Now Rolando, with the 3 ball being there, right, maybe hard to make the 2 ball escape up table. So I don't know if he plays a little more for fortune at this ball or a little more calculating. He made a great shot, actually, to get him to separate. Now John will probably bank the 2 back down table. Maybe cuts it a hair, trying to use the 7 to hold the cue ball. Again, trying to defend with a little distance. Now he's looking at the kick shot. And the good thing about the kick shot is I don't think he really goes for the make on the 7, but the kick shot also should kind of create some separation. And what happens is you kick 2 rails, you kind of cut the 2 onto the 7, and the cue ball tracks back down table where it's at now. And this, again, preference. You feel a little more comfortable with the kick, or do you want to move the 2 down table? And just a lot of times, right, kind of makes sense. Oh, am I going to shoot straight at the ball to make a shot, or am I going to kick at a ball to make a shot? Normally, when you can shoot straight at it, you're gonna use that choice. And this shows you how hard he's grinding. Up 6-2, taking a lot of time in this situation. Okay, you see the separation on the cue ball there? Now he's going to have to talk to it or say something to it. And there it goes.
Rolando with ball in hand now.
Yeah, and he's got a tricky 4-7. So I'd probably, with ball in hand, look at it like he's looking at it, get a little above the 3 to where you can come 1 rail back over behind the 4. So he'll want to roll forward a good foot or so. Yeah, that's perfect. Now the thing here that makes it so difficult, when you got to go short side, a little hard to be accurate. So we'll see where he falls on this 4, but he may end up having to take a little longer shot on the 9. Excuse me, not the 9, the 5. He's coming back past the side. Pretty good. Rolando waiting on another table there.
Pockets that 4 in the side.
Yeah, real natural here. Just stop his ball pretty much. Use that little bit of an angle to come 1 rail at the 8. Off the 7, so. And again, this trying hard right here means something to me. Whether Rolando realizes he's the type of guy that tries hard anyways. at his work when he's playing, no matter what, right? But whether it doesn't work this match, it really will help the next matches.
A reminder, both these players undefeated thus far, which means they're both advancing regardless of the outcome here.
Yeah, so this is the third round on the winner's side, I believe. So that'll get them to, let's see, 64, 30, final 16 on the winner's side, whoever advances here.
Rolando picks up another game, now trails by 3. He will have the break.
You ever go throw the ball or anything anymore? Baseball, I guess, with the kids probably?
With the kids I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I was coaching one of the coaches on my daughter's softball team last summer, and I threw a little too much. My shoulder started to hurting, but
Yeah.
yeah, I still love to throw the ball. I
Me
definitely
too.
love to throw it around, and I could still bring it a little bit. That was what kept me in the game, was I had an arm on me. It was
I used to have a pretty good arm, but I don't have it hard. I mean, I'm still accurate, and you ain't going to get one by me.
Yeah.
I still got a really good glove, that's for sure. But, man, I threw the ball a couple months ago with the kids, and for about 2 weeks, that rotator cuff was pretty sore. I was the type that could sit there and throw the ball all day, though.
Yeah,
I just loved
rubber
it.
arm.
Yeah. All right. Didn't get the best connection there. Oof, man. We'll see now. I don't know if he can get at the 1-9 combo. Yeah, I think he can get at it. And the thing about it is, it may be hard to pass on because the 6 ball's there. 6 ball gives you a little more room to kind of fluke the 9 in as well. I don't know. It'd be hard for me to pass this one up. I know we talked about not shooting at crazy shots, right? But this one's not terrible. Now, the thing is, he won't want to roll it. You don't want the 9 to just lay up in the pocket if you miss it. So I think he jacks up a little bit and kind of shoots at this one a little bit more. Oh, how sweet. He hit it sweet. He wasn't far off at all. Yeah, they say it a lot now. Fortune favors the brave, right?
Mm-hmm.
This looks like a super tough hit. Looks like the cue ball got welded to the pink 4. So with the 8 ball in the way, he can't even really like hit above and spin down at the 1. The 8's in the way. He may have to go 2 rails here between, a little below the 2 to this side rail on the bottom of your screen, back over to the other side rail and at the 1. Now, one thing he could do is he could tie up the 2 and 9, give up ball in hand, just surrender ball in hand. That's always dangerous when you're putting a ball near the 9, though, right? So he's trying to go side rail, in rail, maybe between the 2 and 9 for a hit on the 1. This is something you don't do very often, so this is a lot of feel. Yeah. It was just going to be tough always. So now John with his first real opportunity to win the match, ball in hand here on the 1. All right, he's going to go around the 9 a little bit. Oh, he went right by it. I was wondering if he, going that route, if he might get a little thin on the 2, but he got like the most out of it. Really nice shot. Now you want to draw this back about a foot or so, maybe a little bit more. Oh, is he following? There's an angle. He's going between the 4-9. That's fine. All right, he's going to get a little straightish. So this is not that big of a problem to get on the 4. He's got a lot of tools, so he can draw his ball. But playing the 4 in the pocket he's going to have to now is going to be a little tougher to get on the 5 maybe. Man, what a nice draw stroke that was. He's put in a great position now to get on the 5 one rail. So again, I wasn't there to see his national championship, but I could see how he could win because he's a guy that just settles in and gets better and better.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants that to slow down just a touch. That way he has a nice natural angle to get on the 6.
Really friendly guy, too. I
Oh,
was
man,
talking to him over
yeah.
at the hotel the other night when he got in, and just happy to be there and, you know, excited to play.
Watch out, 8-ball. Okay, he's all right. Yeah, I talked to him after his match last night, and he just wanted to cut up and have fun.
Yeah,
He didn't really care. I mean, I congratulated him, and we talked about a few shots, but he was just he kind of left that win behind, and he was just enjoying himself.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's great.
He's in position to enjoy himself some more after this match here. Finished it out.
Yeah, and I commented yesterday that I think he's a guy that, just my guess, my gut instinct tells me that played a lot on the 7-footers the early part of his career, maybe transitioned as he got a little older to a little more 9-foot. I could be dead wrong about that because San Diego is a big 9-foot country. California, all we see, there's a lot of 9-foot tables. It's kind of like Florida, to be honest with you. So
He seems to be handling them well now.
no, he's played great, and I expect Rolando to play better in his next match.
John Pasquarella finishes off this match, pocketing that 9-ball in the corner pocket. He's moving on in the winner's bracket. Rolando Aravena will have to progress forward through the 1-loss side of the bracket. Great match there between those two. Jeremy, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more coverage of this year's U.S. Amateur Championship. Stay tuned.